You can't hide from hillbilly crime.
You can't hide from hillbilly crime.
You can't hide from hillbilly crime.
You may not know that there's a crew in town. The head hillbillies are making their rounds. Small town whispers loud and clear. The sheriff shot the judge in his chambers chair.
Sheriff got a secret he won't keep. Judge shot dead in his disbelief. A lot of people have some stories to tell. Dog passed away, get the sound of a shotgun shell.
All the secrets spill on down. Voices loud in this old town. From the courthouse to the ground. Rumors fly and they can't be bound.
Neighbors hide behind their blinds, whisper tales of troubled minds. Skeletons covering the mountainside, a treacherous reality in the pines.
Winter reveals the hidden lies. Moonlight couldn't mask their cries. Shadows caught in sunlit skies. There's no cover, no disguise. All the secrets spill on down. Voices loud in this old town. From the courthouse to the ground. Rumors fly and they can't be
Winter reveals the hidden lies. Moonlight could mask their cries. Shadows caught in sunlit skies. There's no cover, no disguise.
All the secrets spill on down. Voices loud in this old town. From the courthouse to the ground. Rumors fly and they can't be bound.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. So my name is Elizabeth, and this is Sweet Tater. We got my little mommy with us tonight, and this is Hillbilly Crime. So welcome to the show. How are you, Mommy?
Oh, I'm just fine. I've had a good day. I worked hard and had a singing lesson and went to town and looked at the mosaic.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad you had a good time. Well, thanks for coming on. I asked Mommy to come on with us tonight so we could watch this interview. So last week, I was told that we had some big names in media here in Letcher County, and one of them was, or well, I guess the big name here, the only one that I know of, was Brian Entin. So anybody that's not familiar with him, he is a fantastic reporter. And this was Brian Entin. This is on his YouTube channel. So I don't know why it does that, y'all. Sometimes it will freeze up on me, but mommy stays around. So if you'll just wait on me, honey, it'll come right back. I'm sorry. It's I
Oh,
can
well, the next time I'll sing them a song.
There you go. But now don't be afraid that you're going to miss something. If it does freeze, it's the software. Sometimes it does it. If it does, I immediately stop the video so you won't miss anything. And then whenever it unfreezes, we'll push the play button. I'm sorry, y'all. There's just nothing I can do about it. Sorry. Okay. So let's watch this.
Hey guys, thanks so much for
Well, I think she's froze up. What do you think? I come from the mountains, Kentucky's my home, where the wild deer and the black bear so lately did roam. By the cool rushing waterfall, the wildflowers dream, and through every green valley there runs a clear stream. Now there's scenes of destruction on every hand, and only black water run down through my land. Sad scenes of destruction. There, I sung them a song.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate this. I'm sorry.
in the judge's
Yeah, it is
chamber,
annoying, isn't it?
and there is a lot more to the story. Allegations of a secret sex ring. I'm looking into all of it for this edition of Brian Entin Investigates. Hey guys, so I've got two really interesting interviews coming up from Kentucky. First of all, a woman who I spoke to who said that she had sex with the judge countless times.
Now everybody knows who that is. That's Taya. So we're going to listen to Taya, and she does a really great job in this interview.
Judge who was murdered. She said she had sex with him countless times to get out of crimes, and she says that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the corruption. Also, a jailer, a different woman who worked in the jail as a guard, who says that there were sex parties going on.
Well, I watched her I saw someplace where she was her interview, and I watched it, and she was pretty good too, buddy. She was dead on point and stayed right on the topic. Yep, you have to kind of admire them because, there's nothing to be gained by telling it other than, being able to tell your story. I'd want to tell it if I'd had to be it, if people had treated me that way.
It's the devil, you all. I rebuke him in the name of Jesus.
What happened? Listen to this. So, what was your first interaction with the judge?
I knew him before because my sister worked for the Commonwealth Attorney for a really long time. Like, I grew up in his office and stuff. So whenever he got elected to be Commonwealth Attorney, and we moved over into City Hall, and then Kevin was the assistant Commonwealth attorney, and his office was like across the road from it. And I was kind of like informal intern in there, like learning office management and stuff. And I went over to his office to take it to learn how to take a deposition. And that was the first interaction that I had with him as far as the sex and stuff goes.
What happened?
I gave him oral with my shirt pulled down, and whenever we were done, he threw money in my face, told me to clean myself up, and reminded me that I knew better than to tell my sister.
And what was his job at that time?
Assistant Commonwealth attorney. And we would do sex parties and perform shows and have sex with them for money, things like that.
Where were the parties?
Various places. There are different cabins. There's an apartment down like toward Thornton that they would use. It's got like mirrored ceilings and a bidet and a sex swing and all the things. Yeah.
Did you feel like you could say no?
No. No, and they would make sure to make you feel as small and degraded and belittled as possible to take your power away, you know?
What sort of things would they do?
But also, like, I have to say, like, we were having fun too, you know, like we were doing drugs, we was doing coke, doing a lot of cocaine, partying, you know, like it wasn't like they were just like, they weren't raping, like physically, like, you know, what people think about when they hear the word rape. It was consensual. But it was the thing that we were so young, and then they used it against us and to destroy our lives later.
How so?
With the legal system. And CPS. Systematically removing your whole life, piece by piece.
Did they ever tell you that you couldn't say anything?
Yeah. I mean, that was just a given, you know? And like, who would believe it anyway? Because the whole town was doing it, you know? Nobody cares. They're all swingers. It's all a big party to them. It was just like so normal.
Did you ever have sex with him after he became judge?
Yeah.
When he was the judge?
Yes. I've had sex with him in the chambers. I've had sex with him upstairs.
You got to remember to unmute myself. You guys remember that he's been the judge since 2009. He's been the district judge. He was appointed by Steve Beshear, who is Andy Beshear's dad. He was governor before Matt Bevin, who was governor before Andy Beshear.
You had sex in the chambers?
Yes.
How did that?
It was not the room that's on film, that's on that where that camera is, where the murder and stuff happened. That's not the room that was always the chambers. I don't know, like I think it might be behind that where it was, but there was like a different desk and everything in there. That's not the same room.
Well, I think she's froze up again. Wonder what I should do this time. I could tell a big hairy story. I don't know any spooky stories, not really. My mom used to tell them to us, and she would.
Okay, we're back.
Just hang out. Let me go do on the bench for a while. I'll be in a minute. You know, and everybody would come back there and smoke and stuff after. The girls who they would bring them up from jail, the house arrest people and stuff, they would have sex all over the place with them too.
From the jail?
Yeah.
Were you ever there when that happened?
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah. I knew the girls personally. Yeah.
So a lot of these girls spent time together. You know, they were all in jail together. And if you can imagine the way that this jail is set up, you've got, you know, a couple nasty old cells, but they're
Say, would you give me a milk? Well, I guess she's gone away again. Well, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. If you'll hush up your mug, I'll give you a jug of that good old Mountain Dew. My Uncle Mort's got a steal on the hill where he runs off.
Sorry.
Well, I sang another song.
People that we live with on the streets.
So they would
The
bring
other
them-
ones that they've done the same thing to and taken their kids and slammed them and put them with all these big crazy charges.
So I mean, you're saying it like it's so normal, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So the judge would have sex with inmates from the jail,
Yes.
and you saw it.
Yes. I was part of it. I was one of them.
Okay, so let me explain something. So a lot of these people sent, I said this on Gavin just a little bit ago, a lot of the people that were sending this stuff, like sending it to me last year, they also, a lot of them also sent their stories to these bigger networks. And none of these bigger networks would run these stories. They wouldn't touch any of this stuff. Now, News Nation is the very first one who.
I wonder why he's wanting to go in there with you. Well, but she's having an internet problem tonight. It's a crisis, isn't it? We just have to sit and wait for her to come back. I'll just try to think of another song to sing to you. I don't want to sing you no sad song. I'm a-going around this world, baby mine. I'm a-going around this world, baby mine. I'm a-going around this world. I'm a banjo-picking girl. I'm a-going around this world, baby mine. I'm a-going to Cuba, baby mine. Oh, I'm a-going to Arkansas, baby mine. I'm a-going to Arkansas, baby mine. I'm a-going to Arkansas. You stay here with Ma and Pa. I'm going to Arkansas, baby mine.
Not just from being in jail, like coming in off the street and seeing them. Yeah.
How did they keep it a secret?
It wasn't a secret. It wasn't a secret.
Why did you feel like you had to have sex with the judge?
Because he's the one with the power. He holds my entire life in his hands. He's the one that makes the decisions over whether I get to keep my children or not. He's the one that makes the decisions on whether I go to jail or whether I get a, like they would drug test me all the time and I would pass it and social services would come in and say like, no, she failed it. And I would have to make them lab it every time because I wasn't failing it. That was the one good thing that Kevin did for me when my twins, we fought for them for months, finally got them back in the home. Social services was so harassing and so bad that he called her out in court. He said, that's enough. So you have taken this too far and I'm reporting you to Frankfurt. And he called the ombudsman, like contacted me and to supposedly open an investigation against the child services here. And I never heard nothing about it.
Did the judge ever say you have to do this, or if you do this,
you come see me 3 times and we'll take care of this? If it's a ticket or something, you know, or you get some minor charge, some petty charge, come visit me a few times. We'll take care of it.
he would say that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
And how many women do you think were also doing this?
Total over the years, hundreds. Yeah. And not just for the women who had charges. Like if your man or somebody, your child is in there, then you could go see him for that too.
And everybody knew this was going on?
Yes. Yes.
So what did you think when the sheriff killed the judge? When you
My
found out?
heart just like exploded in relief. I thought finally somebody is going to see this, because now they can't look away. They have to look. They have to see what's happening here. And then it's been all this time and still not seeing anything happening, you know. Nobody's saying anything. People have been making videos and coming out with their story for a long time, but they're being retaliated against to the point that they're leaving this. They've had to pack up and leave homes that they own here and leave the state and go rent somewhere else because they've run them out of town.
Do you feel nervous talking about this? Have you been retaliated against?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I also know that God's got this, you know, and that our kids, I don't want our kids to have to grow up in this town like it has been for us. Because once they get their hooks in you, they never let you go. You don't get to live. You don't get to choose your life. You don't choose your own path. They do that for you.
Has anyone tried to intimidate you into not talking?
Like comments on Facebook, and yes, a lot of victim blaming, shaming, stuff like that, petty stuff. But then also we had the message from the jailer's sister that said that they started it, she's going to finish it. And she's on Facebook like slandering this, and she went through like hours of footage to catch a freeze frame of her eye like glitching like in the middle of a blink or something, and put it on there on Facebook. Look, she's high, we need to call CPS to come take her kids. And that's how it happens. They'll call CPS on.
Let me unmute myself. She's talking about me right there. The jailer's sister got on Facebook and put a bunch of posts up. Say, she like took a screenshot of me on my show when like I was blinking, and it has my eyes looking all crazy, and she put it on her Facebook and said that
Well, I think it's happened again. What do you think? What do you think is going on? I was trying to look at some of those comments, see if we got any comments. Well, I guess we couldn't see them if we had any because the video's there. But I thought people might be talking. And I wanted to see what they was saying. They might say, Sweet Tater, sing us another song. They might say, you're just the worst old singer I ever did hear. And don't you dare sing no more. What do you think? Oh, there she is. She's back.
They will take your children unfounded for nothing, for no reason. Or like in my case, the court ordered me to take Suboxone, and then showed up at the hospital when I gave birth to take my child because she had Suboxone in her system. She had Subutex in her system. They said my prescription wasn't valid. It was. My clinic had closed like a couple weeks before I went into labor, but I still had a whole month's prescription for that month with pills left over that I hadn't even taken yet. And that was their grounds for taking her.
How many times would you say you had sex with the judge in the courthouse?
Countless.
Countless.
Or sexual relations of some sort. Yeah.
I mean, if you had to put a number on it.
I don't know. Have you seen my record? It's a long one.
And he basically...
He's been part of every...
Uh-oh. It'll just take her a minute to get back. Think of me, darling. Think of me when I'm
There we go. Okay.
It out or whatever. But he never did. He ended up just like slamming me. They slammed me with all them other crazy charges there at the end. Like once they were done with me, I think that they got scared. And something about it is they don't like for us to get sober. When we get sober, we start to heal and we start to speak on who hurt us. And they don't like that. So they'll send people out to relapse you and pull you back into their nonsense.
Do you know why the sheriff killed the judge?
I don't, but I have my own suspicions and beliefs.
What do you think?
I think that he's seen that nothing was ever going to stop. Nothing was ever going to change unless something big happened. I don't know what it was that triggered him to actually do that. Like, I don't know. I couldn't say. But knowing everything, and then if you notice, they put that charge on Ben Fields, right? Like he's the only one or something. And Mickey ended up getting named in a lawsuit for not doing anything about it or not properly training them. So I wonder, like, if he was like this is so far out of my hands, what am I supposed to do? It's like all these people here that have evidence, like physical evidence of all these horrible things that they've done to them, are just hiding it because there's nobody to give it to. Like what, you know?
What do you think of it? I mean, what do you make of the sheriff? What is his sort of reputation?
He's got a good reputation. He was well respected. He was always good to me, fair, firm. You know, he'd take you to jail and stuff, but he wasn't like a groper and raper and stuff like the other ones. And he was always good to me.
Did he know about everything going on?
Yeah, I think it bothered him. Like, I really do. Because I asked for house arrest. I kept asking over and over. I kept saying, Mickey, please let me go on house arrest. Like, this is crazy. And you know, these charges on me are crazy. So every time I'd get him in the elevator, take him to court, I'd beg him. He'd say, well, we'll see. And then he never would put me on the list. And it makes me wonder why now.
Did anything ever happen to you in the jail?
I
mean, because you talk about having sex with the judge, but that was mostly when you were out, right? Trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But what about when you were in jail?
Yeah, the jail workers and stuff, a lot of them, they would come up to the doors that they want to see your titties. They want you to come up so they can put their hands in the beanhole and touch you, things like that. There was like this old stairwell in the middle of the jail across from the mid room. Like they would take girls in there and stuff sometimes.
How do all these officials get away with this?
They run it all. Their rehab programs and stuff, they're all in it together. They all got their hands in it. The drug court, they just keep extending your sentence. How is that? Do you know what happened with my case? We had the fight. They charged us with unlawful imprisonment in a holding cell beside the booking desk. They charged us with unlawful imprisonment, which is kidnapping. That's the charge that stuck. And they told me I had 7.5 years total. I get to prison and get my time sheet. I had 12.5 years. So I went and sent legal aid. They said, once the final judgment is filed, there's nothing else that you can do. It's final. So I did my time. I made parole upon completion. I did all their programs and stuff that I was eligible to do. And when I got out, they tried to make me to go to drug court. They tried to add drug court onto my sentence. And I threw a fit. I said, no, this is not right. And this was not part of the plea deal. And y'all already screwed me and gave me 5 extra years anyway. We're not doing this. My parole officer went back in his office and he came back out and said, well, they agreed that if you would do aftercare for 6 months, that you don't have to go to drug court. So I did their aftercare. I did their MRT classes, anger management, parenting, you name it, I did it. I served out. I went to go get my gold seal. I was so excited and so proud that I accomplished it and that I was done. I finished it, you know, like I've worked so hard my whole life just to get out from under this place. Finished it. I go in to get my gold seal, my certificate, and he says, the state says they're not going to release you because of your child support until it's paid in full. That just destroyed me. That crushed me. And I still didn't know like what Cool had said for a while after that. Like that's a more recent development when I got on there and seen that I'm on parole till 2099. And I've been trying to find somebody from the outside for a while to look at this case, like, because nothing about it is right.
So for people who aren't from here, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people on drugs or have been on drugs.
Yes.
Does that just make them vulnerable to this whole system?
It does, and they use it. They start giving you drugs as a minor. Like, so you're already addicted. So they use that to keep control over you.
Do you think
It's diabolical.
Do you think they think, oh, no one will listen to these people because they have records, they have been on drugs?
And that's why they want to keep us messed up and, out of it. So we don't have any credibility. Yeah.
I also spoke with a woman who says that she worked in the jail. So she had a very interesting perspective. This is an interview that aired first on News Nation. Look at this. So you worked in the jail?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How long did you work there?
About 3.5 months.
Okay.
Yes.
And what was your job?
Deputy jailer.
And
I was one of the guards.
One of the guards, so in with all the
taking
inmates.
care of the inmates and stuff like that, helping give out trays, meds, watches. There's a lot of times I was in the booth, just different things.
When did you realize that something strange was going on at the jail?
When Ben Fields came in and became an automatic trustee, that was what had made my eyes go, oh, wow, okay, so our systems aren't how they're supposed to be, not even in our guidelines. It confused me because, most times in jail, when somebody comes into jail, you're there for a while, and then there's the process of, if you want to become a trustee, which is one of the inmates where they get to do special jobs like helping prepare the food or going out on work release, you have to apply for that. You have to ask for it. You have to show that you have the initiative to want to do it. And Ben Fields, from first day stepping into our jail, was a automatic trustee. Special treatment. It was awful. We have 2 solitaries that is beside the ice box where they keep all these supplies, feminine products, pops, stuff like that, which is supposed to be a one-man cell. At some points, there's 2 or 3 people in there, but there was 2 men that was in that cell that had gotten moved, so that way Ben Fields could be moved into that cell. He got a brand new bed. He got a brand new flat screen TV, automatic trustee. He had his own pack of cigarettes in the break room, Marlboro red shorts. It just wasn't fair. You know what I mean? It just showed the system wasn't how it should be.
Did you ever see anyone having sex?
I never seen anybody having sex, but I had heard stories. One of the female guards specifically was telling me that one of the places she takes male inmates was the storage room, which used to be a stairwell in front of the medication room. It's literally directly across. You can't get in there without a key, and that's where they take them. A lot of times they get took up into the courthouse, especially after hours late at night. Nobody's at work. Nobody's up there, so it's all empty. It's all empty space.
How common was that?
More common than you would want to believe in the court system. Even down to some of my daily supervisors. There'd be girls sign themselves out and take them on home. It was sick.
The supervisors would take the inmates home for the night?
Yes. When there's policy, once an inmate leaves that jail space, you're not supposed to be in contact with them for 6 months. So it's one of those things, oh, you're taking them, and then the girls go back and tell them the stories, oh, I slept with this person when he took me home. It's sick.
What did you think when you were working there?
That it was a brothel. It is all just it's all a brothel between all the employees sleeping with each other and sleeping with the inmates that come in. And a lot of them, they are repeat offenders. A lot of them are permanent stayers. It's nasty. It's sickening. I've even had one of my personal supervisors go way over the limits of even trying to get my family to force me to be in a relationship with them while I was previously already in a relationship. And it's like, sir, this is supposed to be you're a work friend. You know what I mean? It's not a good environment.
What would the inmates get in return for having sex with, the leadership?
For inmates, the smallest things, unless you're going with one of the overheads. If they're sleeping with the guard, it's mostly for things like cigarettes, time out of the cell, pops, commissary, things like that.
Wow. What did you think when the sheriff shot the judge?
A lot of the corruption was going to come out. I knew that that was going to be the beginning to set everything aside to make people come in and people's voices finally be heard. Because even I believe that the sheriff, he either knew something or something was going on that he knew about that we all might not know about, but he was doing something to protect us.
So the sheriff was your boss? Or was the jail separate?
Jail is separate from the
Okay.
police station.
Okay.
Yeah, or the sheriff's office.
Okay. Did you know what was going on with the judge?
Yes. No, that's a reverse question of which part of what was going on.
Did you know, inmates were having sex with the judge?
Yes. Pretty much that's kind of the thing that everybody in the county knows, but it was confirmed to me after working in the jail, especially after being invited to a party myself.
What happened?
I said no thank you. I declined and kind of just went back on to what I was doing. It was just one of those things of, was I just asked that? Like, did that just really...
To a sex party?
Yes.
Who asked you?
It was Mr. Mullins himself.
What did he say?
He had talked about they like do little get-togethers and everything. He didn't explain it to me as in a party. It was a get-together of some of the higher ups. I'm not going to say names for other purposes, but for some of the other higher ups, and it was just a get-together, them doing like a little meeting, like a lunch, dinner. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up, but he didn't really get too far into it. But if you're being asked to go to a late night get together with the higher ups, that it's nothing to do with eating.
Right. At least not food.
So you knew what was going on?
Yes. Other coworkers and my ex-coworkers, they come out and even ask me now not to mention it. They've even them participating in the parties themselves. I had another one ask me to go to another one of Mullins' get-togethers, and I declined it again because it's one of those things. I was raised better than that. You know what I mean? Our Southern goals, especially being raised in Southeastern Kentucky, we know better than that. Our mamas raised us better than that. Our grandmamas raised us better than that. Our great grandmothers raised us better than that. But a lot of cases for a lot of the girls, especially like our girls like Ty or Lexi Bentley or a lot of the other ones, they are forced into doing stuff like that for either help with cases, or it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
And there's other men and stuff too around here that host and do things and film, make their own movies and stuff too.
That's why I say a lot of them, the higher ups is what I call them. Especially from where I'm in a court case right now, I don't want saying a lot of names because you never know what they could do to us, especially for retaliation. But if you know in the county. Everybody knows. They might not speak on it. They might not want to be involved in it because of the fear of retaliation, because there's so many people that has come out and spoke out about what Judge Mullins has done or other crimes that have been participated in just regards of Mullins and Mickey Stines and all this. And they go to speak out and they either end up overdosed when they're clean or you don't hear from them again. And I get that. And for all the people that have spoke up, I'm unbelievably proud of them, especially our girls like Ty. I'm so proud of y'all, especially speaking out. Things like this that happen in small communities and small towns, even if we're afraid to speak up on it, we need to, because is this what we want for our next generation? Is that what we want for our kids? What we're going through, what our past people have gone through, do we want that for them? And no, I don't want that for my daughter. I don't want that for my son. I want better for them. I want an actual community that's not based on if you got money and know people and if you're willing to get on your knees or on your back. It's sickening. And I want better for them. I want better for not just my babies, for Lexi's babies, for Ty's babies, for all of them. My grandchildren one day. I want better for them all.
So the latest on this case is there was just a hearing for the sheriff. He's been in jail ever since the murder of the judge. His attorney is now asking for a $50,000 cash bond, saying that he should be let out, saying that he's not a flight risk. There's been no decision right now on that. He remains behind bars right now. But it seems the information that we're beginning to get on this is just unraveling, again, of what was going on behind the scenes in this county, what may have led up to this very unusual shooting where a sheriff shot a judge. So I'm going to stay on it. I'm still continuing to talk to people. There are a lot of people that I've talked to there who are nervous to go on camera to tell their stories, but are sort of talking to us behind the scenes. So I'll keep you guys posted. All right, see you later.
Forgot to unmute myself. All right, Mommy, what do you think about those interviews?
Well, they say that's what happened to him. I believe them, don't you?
Yeah. Now, so I just want to be sure to add in. So Bert Sloan is the former jailer of Letcher County Jail. And he reached out to me before my show tonight and said that he wanted to make sure that we knew that this little girl had been fired because they said that she had had a relationship with an inmate. And let me pull it up here just so I can make sure that I say it correctly and say what he said. All right. So he said, let me get down here at the bottom here. He said that she was dismissed for an unauthorized relationship with an inmate. And so this is what I responded to him with. I said, Sarah being dismissed for an unauthorized relationship with an inmate that she was already in previous to her employment at the jail. So she was already in that relationship with that boy before she got hired as a jail at the jail. So that really, that little piece right there, you know, I think that's important context. It wasn't like she was working at the jail and formed this relationship with this boy. She was already in the relationship with the boy before she started working there. And so I think that that's just a really big, important piece. You know, he said several other things as well, like that it was a conflict of interest, you know, and whatnot. But here's the thing, nothing that he has said or anybody else has said none of it refutes any of her claims or Taya's claims, even if it undermines their credibility. Meaning, even if that even if her being dismissed, being fired for that reason, if that undermines her credibility in any way in somebody else's eyes, just know that, you know, nothing that they're saying refutes any of these claims. Like, nobody's coming out and saying, no. You know what I mean? You haven't had anybody come out and say that this wasn't happening. I think that's a really important point to make. What do you think, Mommy?
Well, yeah, even if her and that boy were, you know, doing whatever it was that they are supposed to have done, doesn't make what the others did.
Well,
No.
it doesn't, nobody said, I don't think she had Smexx with anybody. They said that she had an unauthorized relationship with the boy.
Oh, so they found out that he was her boyfriend.
I guess. But just because they were in a relationship before she started working there, it sounds to me like it was a BS reason to fire her because of all of the
Well, I guess she went away. But what was I was thinking was that they fired her because she wouldn't play ball. She didn't. She was a goody two shoes, more or less. It does throw a different light on things that she was fired and then gives this testimony, because it looks like, it makes you think, well, sour grapes, but it doesn't, I believe her. I think whatever she said was the truth. And I think might be some sour grapes in it that she's willing to tell it because of what they did to her. You just never know about things.
I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. I've been rebuking him ever since we started this show. And he stayed away for a while. At least we were able to finish watching that show. I don't remember what I was saying before it froze. What were you saying?
About if that girl being fired because of an unauthorized relationship with someone.
Somebody. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If your wife gets put in prison, are they going to fire you if you're the jailer?
Right. Well, somebody made a really great comment.
She's gone again. Just when we get to dancing good, isn't it? Circle left and back to the right, into the middle with a hoop and a holler. Woo-wee. And back out and in again. Woo-wee. Now you circle to the left and back to the right. Turn around and go into the center with a hoop and a holler. Woo-wee! Are you dancing with me? There's just something to occupy the time, take up the space while we're waiting for her to get back. Do you all know some religious song we could sing? Not because it's religious, just because they're so common in the mountains. Some of them songs are just sort of like national anthems, aren't they? Everybody knows them. Oh, one that everybody knows is, will the circle be unbroken? Will the circle be unbroken?
By and by. Okay. So, anyway. Oh, look. Said, I know little pretty Polly. Oh, Susanna.
Polly, pretty Polly, come go along with me. Are you there, Elizabeth? Lord, I think they've taken her off again. Them gremlins better leave her alone. Well, you know, that'd be rough to be trying to have a show. You know, it'd be like we used to teach like this. You know what I'm saying? We called it ITV. So we had ITV rooms. We don't do it anymore, I don't think. And so we had these cameras and these special desks, and the students all had microphones, and we had this big old screen up in the front of the room, and we were hooked up on this T1 line that came out of somehow it came out of Somerset. It was part of that
When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
all right. Well, what was we talking about? I don't remember. But I think that she broke the show again. But she did get a real pretty caption of her face, didn't she? Look at her. She looks so pretty sitting there. But she's gone away again. You know it. Oh, I was telling you about these ITV rooms. So we'd be hooked up to Cumberland and Whitesburg. And we might be hooked up to, we never hooked up to Middlesboro, but we'd hook up to Whitesburg, and well, maybe we did hook up to Middlesboro too. Cumberland and Middlesboro both. And then sometimes we were hooked up at Hazard because we had some associations and going on with them. Well, I don't know how many years that lasted, maybe 10. And so then we went to the online classes. That was this, that was a step forward in flexibility for students, was the online classes, because they didn't have to appear at a certain time.
Okay.
But the ITV was just like a regular class. You had to show up at the classroom.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this, you all. This is just miserable with all of this freezing up. So we'll just ask the Lord, watch over us. Lord, I ask that you will forgive me for my sins, Father, and just go with us, Lord. I pray that you will fix my connection, Jesus. Fix it, Lord. I rebuke the devil. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Until we meet again tomorrow, Lord, we give you all praise, honor, and glory in Jesus' name, in Jesus' name. All right, Mommy, I'll see you later. I'll talk to you after a while, okay? Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for being here, Mommy, and we'll talk to them tomorrow. We'll do a better one tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed tonight.
Well, thank you for coming, Mommy. As always, I love you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow night, and we will talk more about all of this stuff. All right. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye.
You can't hide from hillbilly crime.
You can't hide from hillbilly crime.
You can't hide from hillbilly crime.
You may not know that there's a crew in town. The head hillbillies are making their rounds. Small town whispers loud and clear. The sheriff shot the judge in his chambers chair.
Sheriff got a secret he won't keep. Judge shot dead in his disbelief. A lot of people have some stories to tell. Dark pass away, get the sound of a shotgun shell.
All the secrets spill on down. Voices loud in this old town. From the courthouse to the ground. Rumors fly and they can't be bound.
Neighbors hide behind their blinds. Whisper tales of troubled minds. Skeletons covering the mountainside. treacherous reality in the pines.
Winter reveals the hidden lies. Moonlight couldn't mask the cries. Shadows caught in sunlit skies. There's no cover, no